Edgar, thanks for coming on. Appreciate you taking the time to have a conversation with me. Would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself before we get started?
Hi, Tom. Thank you for inviting me here into your channel. My name is Edgar Pastrado. I was very famous as Mr. ID or Mr. Intelligent Design, and I am a freelance scientist. I do science, and I submitted many articles in Science Journal. I wrote many science books. Okay, I put my screen here in my computer. This is me. I discovered the real and universal topic of intelligence under the new intelligent design. And I am the promoter of biological interrelation, another model for change of frequency and many science books. You can check that in the Amazon. And I also wrote science book for review. And that's me. I'm here in public to share what I've discovered about intelligence, about their definition and description in science.
Cool. So
I am different from yes.
Go ahead.
I am different from what should I say? I am different from the old intelligent design from Mayer. Okay, I will show you some of theirs. I prepared a slide. Yeah, I am different from Michael Behe. I have a slide here from Michael Behe. We're different. Michael Behe message in science is irreducible complexity. No, I don't buy that. And yeah, Michael Behe. His message is irreducible complexity. And then Stephen Mayer use information when he's trying to explain biology. I don't buy that because it's not universal. It's probably and this one, Williamsky, he used complex specified complexity derived from Darwin actually. So I don't buy that. So in other words, I am a discoverer of intelligence, and that's why my name is Mr. Intelligent Design and Mr. ID, and I can show you, I can share it here in your channel and tell what's the big difference between the old intelligent design and the new intelligent design, and why we must use intelligence in science, and what is intelligence actually. You need to, this my story. Okay.
Sure. So, I mean, I agree we should use intelligence in science. That's a good idea. But what is your argument that intelligent design is supported, and why is it different from Dembski and Behe and Myers?
We're not.
You are breaking up a lot right now.
Did you?
Wow, you're breaking up.
You
can't hear you.
Okay. So my own. So the reason why
You can try now, see if that's better.
okay, so maybe I have to speak slowly.
You could try that.
So okay, first I will repeat. I discovered topic. I discovered the definition, the description, the topic of intelligence, and that's why I am the promoter of the new intelligent design. Intelligence has many words used. So that's why in my ID, I use intelligent design, I use functional design, I use important design, as you can see. So I discovered that because in science we had a problem. You know, science is we would like to explain natural world in reality. We would like to explain biology. We would like to explain physics. We would like to explain cosmology. In our science today, there was as you can see in this picture of my screen, including you, Tom, you are claiming that everything that we see in the world are just appearance of design. In other words, there's intelligence. There is no there. Okay, all things look appearance of design, but not intentional design. There is no importance. There is no intentional. There is no control. There is no smart in terms of in our reality. So because of that, I was I was forced. I was out to search if there's intelligence or there's intelligence on 2005, and I discovered that, and I'm sharing that here in the world. Yeah,
No, not exactly. So you're saying there's no intentionality behind design? Isn't that a contradiction?
what contradiction are you talking? Please
Well,
explain.
design means a mind intended to do something and did it. Like if it didn't intend to do it,
Yeah,
then it wouldn't.
that's what I'm-
So there has to be intentionality with design, right? Can you hear me? Testing, testing.
yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, so for something to be designed, a mind has to have an intention and then do something with the intention. So I don't understand how you can have design without intentionality.
No, that is not what I'm trying. I said our science. I show you again my picture, my screen. Many scientists, from biologists, from astrophysicists, from many scientists, they are claiming that there are no intention, there are no intentions, there are no importance, there's no control here in the in our in nature. That's why we don't include intelligence in biology. We don't include intelligence. We don't include importance in biology. We just assume that there's no intelligence in biology. There's no intelligence in cosmology. There's no attention in cosmology. That's what our science are trying to tell us. We're trying to say that everything looks design, like appearance of design, but not design. So probably that is correct, but we must be very sure if that is true or not. We need somebody must sort the difference between appearance and design. Somebody must discover intelligent design and non-intelligent design opposite. Do you understand me?
Uh, Sort of. So claiming that, yeah, there's no scientists claim there's no intelligence, meaning, purpose. None of that stuff is in the universe. Uh, it's that stuff in a brain. So you need a brain to have that stuff.
Yeah, that's why what my argument is very simple. Before any scientist, a person who will claim in science that in biology there's no intelligence, or in cosmology there is no intelligence, science must know first, must discover first what is intelligence to non-intelligence. Somebody must know that the dividing line between intelligence to non-intelligence, between intention to non-intention, between importance to non-important, design to non-design. Somebody must discover that, or like a religion. Science
Sure.
always have a testable. When a scientist said, "Oh, here in biology of design," for example, this person is Richard Dawkins. For example, Kenneth Miller and Charles Darwin. They were claiming that there is no intelligence in biology. How there's no intention? How do they know? Are they sure? Did they have the difference between intention to non-intention? Can they test that? Somebody must discover this two opposite. And I did it. I am the only one who discovered that.
Discovered what?
That's
That we
the
need a way to
reason why I am writing, submitting articles.
what did you discover? A way to differentiate between intentionality and non-intentionality, like
Oh,
rocks?
I discovered intelligence. I discovered intelligence to non-intelligence. I discovered also the same intention to non-intention. I also done non-importance. That's why I told you, this dictionary, this dictionary, if you open this dictionary, for example, this way by, okay, it's published, this Japanese, English, Japanese English, I'm using that. This is the dictionary produced by Valentine Books, okay, Run House, okay. Those those people who made this dictionary invented the definitions. I will show you more. I have here in Webster New World Dictionary, an old one. The person who defined intelligence here, do you get me?
So they wrote definitions down. So what?
So what says that before you wrote, before you invent definition of intelligence, or now you invent the definition and description, intention or importance, you must always have checked reality definition is part of reality or not. Because if I'm going to ask you first, okay, okay, I'm going to ask you, is biological cell intelligent design or not? Thing that you're going to answer this is you're going to look for dictionary. You are going to look for dictionary about the definition of intelligence. I will repeat. The answer this is biological cell intelligent design or not. The first way to solve this problem is
Right. So I would say no. Cells are a result of natural processes. They're not intelligently designed.
how do you know intelligence?
Intelligence
Before
is
you
a
say
mental
non-intelligent
state.
design, I must first ask you what do you,
Intelligence is a mental state.
I mean, you invented that, if this part of reality or not. But that is your invention. You're making like a religion.
What making what?
Religion is an invention. Invention, invent, invention, you invent.
So Intelligence
you just invent from your head.
intelligence is something we experience. It's a thing. It's a mental state. That's not a definition. Definitions don't matter. It's a thing that exists.
Well, it matters. It matters. But I will show you again. Okay, I have a slide here. Okay, the reason it matters because words matters. I will show you. I have a screen here. Okay, assuming for a moment that you don't know the definition of this, you want to use these words in science. Assuming that you want to use these words in science, you want to use the word, for example, you want to use the word intelligence, you want to use the word important, you want the word control, you want to you want to use the intentional, you want to the word smart in science. So before you could just use that word, you must have the correct definition in science in reality.
I don't care what the words you use. I'm just contrasting, was a cell made by
No,
a mind or was it made
because,
by natural forces?
so meaning every word that you are using in science in your explanation, you don't care what the meaning of the word that you're using. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
No, I'm saying I don't care which word you use.
When you
I'm
when you when,
saying
yeah, yeah, when you use the word purposes, you don't care what the definition is or what the word science, nature,
I
or
care what it
temperature or
corresponds to.
density.
I care what it corresponds to in reality. I don't care what the definition is.
Correct, correct. I agree with you. Every word that we are using in science, even in our reality, in society, it must always be corresponds to reality. But
Right.
if
And
you are
so
going to use the
intelligence,
word intelligence, importance, or non-design, design in biology, your definition must always be a part of reality. If not, you are inventing
right. And the
your own
definition of
reality, you are inventing
intelligence
your own
is
science.
a mind. Definition of intelligence requires mind. That's all I need. So do you think that
Yeah, I
definition
understand.
doesn't
But
correspond to reality?
what I'm trying to say is that if your definition of intelligence is correct, answer this question because this question because biological cells are a reality. Can you answer that?
Biological cells so yes, biological cells are not a result of a mind. They are a result of natural processes.
How do you know? What do you mean by intelligence? Before you answer this question,
Mind,
I want you to know why do you use the word intelligence definition.
consciousness,
So can you can you
mind.
can, can you can you can you replace this in is mindly design? Is this what I'm trying to say? Because we
What?
can transpose this. When you use the word mind or whatever, you can transpose this. We can put in instead of this word intelligence. So the reason why I don't believe that our science and biology is correct because ask a simple question in biology like this, they cannot answer because for example Darwin supposed to be Darwin should be answering this question. Supposed to be good, supposed to be Miller, supposed to be any people, any scientists who are doing science should be answering this simple question. We should define the word correctly.
Does intelligence require a mind?
Yes.
Okay, so if you say cells were not created by a mind, that's all you need.
What I'm trying to say is that we are this we are trying to add in science. Science the question based on reality. Because if
Yeah.
you cannot
Was a
answer this
cell made by
in
a mind?
science,
No.
you cannot you cannot physics. For example, is any particle intelligent design or not? It, or assume you hate the word intelligent. You will realize that, for example, we are going to use intentional, particle intentional design or not.
I don't care about
So
any of the
the way you define
definitions. I
words,
just want evidence. What is the evidence that cells were made by a mind? Because I think there's no evidence cells were made by a mind.
so that is the question. So before we could find the evidence, what do you mean by, for example, what do you mean by intention or non-intention? What what how does our mind works? Our human mind. Somebody must do that. What do you think?
No, I don't have to.
How
I
does
don't
our
have to
mind
know
work?
that. I don't have to know that. All I have to do is say, is it conscious? Was it made by a consciousness? I experience consciousness. I
So
don't need to know how it
how do you know
works.
different?
How do I know what? Things caused by consciousness
Well,
versus things
if you don't know
caused
how
by
to,
not consciousness?
if how to, if you know how, if you don't know how consciousness work, if you don't know how our brain works, our human brain works, then how do you know a stupid and an stupid person different between the two? How do you know intelligence? You
I
don't know
don't.
how the conscious person works. In other words, you are basing your science based on ignorance.
No,
Are,
I don't
are
know
you
how
based
a
your science
plane engine
based
works.
on ignorance?
I don't know how a plane engine works, but I can clearly see it flying. I don't need to know how it works. What I need to know is the cell caused by a mind? Yes or no? The answer is no. Is there any evidence? The answer is no. I don't need to know how consciousness works.
Because
Like,
you were the one who said that uh, intelligence uses the mind. So that is the
yep.
conclusion. You cannot conclude in science if you don't know. It's a religion. You are making
What?
your own religion. You conclude something that you don't know.
That's just what we
I
mean
repeat,
by the word. So when we say the word intelligence, we want to know, is it caused by a mind?
what you are doing, Tom, is you are using religion. You are
No,
claiming
I'm using the
something that
definition.
you cannot test. So,
Like
so when
this isn't a
you use
testable claim.
definition,
This is what I
what do you
mean
mean
by
by
the word. So
intelligence?
so it literally doesn't matter. What matters is what do I mean by mind? What I mean by mind is a conscious entity. I don't need to scientifically prove any of that. That's just what I mean when I say the word. So was a cell made by a conscious entity? I can ask that question without doing any science. And then we can say, well, is there any evidence that a conscious mind made the cell? And we can say no. I don't need no definition games, just what I mean by the words.
I will repeat to you because if you don't know the words, the way you define it and the way I define it, if we have a tool a different, if your definition doesn't agree to reality, then you are making your own reality. That is why before you say something in science or any scientist we're going to, I repeat, before any scientist who will go say something in science, he must know what he's talking about. The word description based on reality. Because if not, you are
So
making
do
your own religious explanation.
no, that's why I asked, do you agree
Because
intelligence requires a
you,
mind?
so how does the mind works? Based,
Do you,
based on you
do
were
you have a
taught in
different
science.
definition? Do you have a different definition of mind that doesn't require consciousness?
uh, uh, Definition of mind. I don't. Based on intelligent design. Whenever you have a consciousness, you have your mind functions well. So that in mind is we are using narrate. That mind is something that we have in in our head and our
Yeah.
their thinking process. So
Yep.
how right? So when a thinking person his mind, he is using intelligence.
I don't
So
care if it's an
therefore, what
intelligent mind. I don't care if it's a smart mind or a stupid mind. I don't care. All I care about was the cell made by a mind? And I don't care if it's a smart mind or a dumb mind or an intelligent mind or a stupid mind. What isn't made by a mind?
well before we could answer that, we need first to know how it works, how our mind
No, I don't
works.
need to know that. I don't
For
care.
example,
I don't need to know how it works. I don't need to know. Why would I need to know how it
okay,
works? Like I don't know how a plane engine works, but I can say are planes lifted into the air by plane engines? I can be like, yes. All I need to know
but you
is there evidence a cell was made by a mind? I don't need to know how mind works. It could be magic. If maybe cells are made by magic, do I need to know how magic works? No, but I can still see magic shooting cells out with the cell reductio spell, whatever. I don't need to know how it works. How it works is irrelevant.
so in other words, you are just basing your scientific explanation and conclusion based on something that you don't know. You don't know the word
No,
intelligence, you don't know
because
the word intention.
the conclusion has nothing to do with how consciousness works. The question is are cells made by
That's why
consciousness?
it is.
I don't need to know how consciousness works to know if consciousness makes cells. All I need to know is there any evidence that consciousness makes cells? If consciousness was like magic and we have no idea how it works, I could still say, does magic make cells? I can test this. Do we see any evidence that magic makes cells? Yes or no. Do we see magic making cells? No. Therefore, there is no evidence magic makes cells. And I have no idea how magic works. There's no evidence of magic. So I don't need to know how magic works to ask the question, does magic make cells?
So what are you trying to say in science? That there is no intelligence in science in biology? Is that what you're
No, there
claiming?
is, we do have intelligence. We don't have any evidence that intelligence makes cells.
I had a question. We must solve that because we we humans we are trying to understand science reality based on science, right? We are using science as humans as we are using a source. We are the basis of understanding reality. Humans are the basis. We understand.
Sure.
We see them, and for example, we understand about or heat because human we use this. So if you would understand also how our brain works, we need to use our human brain. Our brain works. And apply that
I
to
already
biology, apply
explained,
that to
no,
physics, apply
you're
that to
wrong. We
cosmology.
do not need to know that. We do not need to know how the brain works. We do not need to know how
Oh,
consciousness works.
so
We don't need to know that at all.
you are explaining science with no basis. Is that what
No,
right?
because it's an
With no
irrelevant
basis, I
question.
can
I don't need to
explain
know.
reality in science.
No,
No,
again, I don't need to
no,
know how it
because
works.
science must have this. Where did you
I
base it? Oh,
novel testable predictions are
oh,
my
so
basis.
that's what. So,
But you
so
haven't
you must have
provided
always
any
a base
evidence.
of your
What
of your
is
of your of your explanation.
yes, novel testable predictions, but you haven't provided any evidence. What is your evidence for intelligent design?
Oh, that's a good. So I will continue. So I will continue. I will continue my explanation. Okay. So first, so here's the difference between you know. Okay. So as I had said you that from the time of Darwin, okay, person, Darwin, from until today, until I discovered intelligence, we were taught, we were taught in science that no in, there is no intention, there is no importance, there is no whatever, something like that. There is design and biology. We use biology as the guide to explain other field of science. Understand me? For example, scientists, maybe including you are claiming that our body today, because of evolution, our biology today is the source of, is the guide to explain, for example, to explain physics, like Lawrence Cross or Neil deGrasse Tyson. They are basing their physics, their cosmology explanation on our biology. Based on this, assuming that every here in the world has no design, has no intelligence, has no intention, has no importance.
What I don't
Okay,
care. Just what
so
evidence is there? Give me evidence for intelligent design. What evidence do you have for intelligent design?
yeah. Okay, so okay, so that's why for me, because I don't buy that, I made my own experiment. You see this one? This is a very famous experiment. So because according to our science, because of people who are okay, okay.
So what is
So
the evidence?
are you listening to me?
Yes,
Okay,
waiting
so
for the evidence.
before I show you the evidence, I see this because if there's really no intelligence, if our mind works, if there's no mind. So my purpose is to know what is mind, how our mind works. So I made this experiment. I recorded that. I wrote that, and I wrote experiment, and I found out our mind. Okay, maybe I had to, and I use another slide. Okay, wait a minute. This one. Can you see me? This is what is covered. Okay. You whether you like it or not, it is the correct explanation of intelligence. Whether you like it or not, all you have to do is rebut me. Okay. So I will show you the definition of intelligence based on my experiment, and I will show you the evidence. It's very simple evidence. You can show it anything you want. You can do it, even though you can do it. So intelligence, again, I will show you what I discovered. Intelligence is a problem. If you use problem solution, intelligence problem solution, you could easily answer any question. Or if you use the intelligence cause effect or treatment or effect, you can use intelligence. You can use this to solve a problem. Okay, so I'm going
What?
to answer my
Doesn't make
question to
any
you. I
sense.
told you it doesn't make any sense. I will show you. Okay, I will show you again. This is the question that I am asking you that you cannot answer. That no scientist. This is the question I've been asking for many years right now. No scientist never answer. And I will add more
Well, the
question.
question, the question is
Yeah, I
self-contradictory.
will
It's
show you
an
an evidence. I will
intelligent.
show you evidence.
There's no such
Don't
thing as
worry, I will show you the evidence.
non-intelligent.
I will prepare your mind.
False
I'm
dichotomy.
just,
It is not
I am,
designed.
I am just
Cells
preparing
are
your mind.
not designed.
Preparing your mind. Okay, I'm just preparing your mind. Okay.
They
Again,
are not
this
designed. So
is
biological cells are not designed.
really
They are not intelligently designed. They are not non-intelligently designed. They are not designed at all.
that's your conclusion. You have no basis. I have a basis. I have evidence.
Uh,
That. I'm just trying to tell you. I had a question, and I can answer that. I will see evidence.
okay, what is the
Again, I
evidence?
will use that intelligence. My discovery.
Doesn't make any
Yeah, my
sense.
discovery told me that intelligence is always prob. It makes sense. I will show you. It makes sense. Just give me time. I will show you.
I don't really
So,
want to try to make sense of it. I just want the evidence.
so the evidence. So first, the evidence that intelligence is the evidence that the cell is intelligent design because the cell follows the pattern of problem solution. In my discovery, solution will mean intelligence. Above that will mean importance. And the cell has a defense mechanism, and so cell has a defense mechanism or repair mechanism of the cell was part of design. You get me?
No,
No,
that
I'm showing you the
literally makes no
evidence.
sense.
I
Saying
will
putting the
repeat.
word problem, then
Yeah,
solution is
I
not
will
a
repeat.
coherent
I will
premise.
repeat to you. Because you don't know that. You don't know that. You don't know intelligence.
Well, I know that your sentence isn't coherent. Saying intelligence equals problem, solution is not a coherent sentence. That's not a definition. It tells us nothing. It's like
It
consciousness
is a
is
pattern.
give you math
It's a
problem.
pattern.
Pattern.
Yeah,
It's not a
it's a
pattern.
simple
Problem,
pattern.
solution isn't a pattern.
It's a pattern. You see, it's a pattern. You see,
There's no pattern there.
if you would like to use intelligence,
What?
intelligence is always problem solution and solution, and non-intelligent. You see here, you see my screen. There's two. I use intelligence.
What is a problem?
Intelligence
What is a
is
problem?
all
What is a solution?
good question. Good question. Okay. So I know that this is your first time. A real scientist, if you would like to know, ask first. I interesting. You have to ask. I know this is your first time. The, the reason why I use solution, the reason why I use problem solution in solving in defining intelligence, because this is how our school we're being taught. For example, in the classroom, if your teacher gives you a question, you have to answer that. So when you answer the question, the teacher will tell you are intelligent. But intelligence has more than that. Intelligence is also cause, effect, and action, reaction.
That doesn't. That's an
So
example of
I
intelligence.
will give
That's not a
you an example.
definition.
Okay, I will give it. Okay, I'm
There are
giving you an
problems
example of
in
intelligence.
physics. No, that's not a definition of intelligence. That's not how definitions work. Examples are not
You know,
definitions. If what you mean by problem, solution is a teacher gives a
you see,
problem to a
this is your
student
first
and they have
time.
to answer it. That's not the definition of intelligence.
So I understand that this is your first time. I understand this is your first time to hear. You see, because of this is your I understand that. I understand the first time I heard this topic. But intelligence, based on my discovery, is always it's a pattern. It's always problem solution, or cause effect, or action reaction reaction. So I'll give you an example in biology. Maybe so. Do you want me to try another one? You're asking for evidence. Now you don't want to hear the evidence.
Well, no, I need a definition
So
of
that's
what
why
any of that
before,
means.
yeah, that's the reason why we are having a discussion. And if you understand this thing, I will show you the link from my journal. I have many articles. I have many. I told I have many books. You didn't read my books. That's why you don't know me. You invited me without knowing me. I have
Yes, I did not read your book.
I have
What
many,
does
I have heard many times here in YouTube.
That's
So
great. So
that's
most
why
people can
I understand
express
that
an
it's the first.
argument without having to read a book. What you need is to say, what do you think the definition of intelligence is, and what does problem solution mean? Because that's irrelevant. It's silly. Every problem has a solution. There's not another solution there. It's literally irrelevant. None of that is coherent. None of that is evidence of intelligent design.
No, no. Oh, I can give you more example. That's why if you want more evidence, I will show you. I will give you more example. I'm giving you an evidence right now in biology. I give you this simple question. You cannot answer the question. Nobody could answer that question. I can answer that question because I know the difference between intelligence and
I
non-intelligence.
literally just answered that question.
You cannot
The answer is
answer
it
that
is
question.
not
There is no answer.
designed. False dichotomy,
But you don't.
not designed. Question answered.
But because you don't know the definition of intelligence. You don't know the definition. You don't know what definition are you using and what definition you are using. That's why I always ask you before you say something in science, you must know the definition, or people will going to for me. I'm going to ask you a question. What is your
No,
definition of intelligence? That's
I
why
don't need to know. I don't need to know the definition because I can just use a basic syllogism, syllogisms and logic trees. And with a logic tree, I can show that it's a false dichotomy fallacy because the structure of the argument is something caused by A or intelligently A or not intelligently A? The answer is it could be caused by a thing that isn't A. It could be caused by B. B could answer the question. So if your question is the cause A, intelligently A, or not intelligently A? The answer is that's a false dichotomy because maybe it's caused by B. B.
that's why
See,
yeah that there is there is the reason why before you claim of a false dichotomy, before you claim of a false dichotomy, before you conclude that, you must first define what is intelligent.
no, I
You must
don't.
do that.
No, I don't.
Science
There
must
are
be based on
two
reality because
predicates.
you cannot listen.
So let me try to help you out. So let's say somebody knocked
Okay.
over the table. Was it knocked over by a fat Bob or was it knocked over by a thin Bob? So
What are you trying to
table fell
solve?
over.
What are you trying? What is the problem? What are you trying to do?
Okay,
What are you
okay,
trying to explain?
let me see if I can try again. Was the universe made by a god who has 4 fingers or a god who has 6 fingers?
So you're asking me a universe based on, is that the question?
Yes.
You're asking me the
Did
origin.
God
Yeah, wait,
did a god with 4 fingers create the universe, or did a god with 6 fingers create the universe?
no, I don't know. I will admit I don't know because I don't know.
Oh my god.
I will admit that I don't know.
Okay.
But is any particle intelligent design or not? We need to answer that question. It's in cosmology.
No,
The
no.
reason why you cannot answer that question first,
in your sentence, there's two predicates. There's two things that are there. There is intelligence and design. These are two different things. Is it intelligently designed or non-intelligently designed? But the question is begging the question because it's, is it designed or is it designed? There's another option, which is it's not designed at all. And so now it doesn't matter what the
So
words mean here. It's irrelevant what the words mean here, because what matters is the structure of the argument. The structure of the argument is asking a question with a variable, like saying, does Bob have 10 fingers or does Bob have 37 fingers? Maybe neither. Maybe Bob has no fingers. Simply saying, giving you two options that aren't the only two options is a false dichotomy, and none of the words there matter, because we know that the same two words are used twice: intelligent, intelligent, designed, designed, same predicates, both questions.
no, I never used. I in this word that I use, design has been used as verb. I use this as verb, not a predicate. I never used an adjective.
It doesn't
This
matter which,
you
if
said
it's a verb
a
or a
while
predicate
ago.
or an adverb.
You said a while ago. Okay, okay. You said a while. Ago, you said no design. There's a third option that there's no design. If there's intelligent design, then there's no other option. There's only one option. There's no design, because you cannot have a third option in the origin of the universe. You try to say you must answer it, because this question will going to affect how we understand biology. Because
That
if you claim that there's no design in biology, then you are going to use as a basis when biology. If you're going to answer a question, that, for example, in particle, if you if you say there's no design, then you are going to use this as a basis to explain the origin of the universe. You see, you are basing your own explanation based on this kind of question. So before you say
no,
something in science, you need to define first. It's
no.
simple.
My
It's
argument has
simple.
nothing to do with the definitions. You can remove all of the definitions of all of those words and make it a letter P. Make it P and Q. P and Q. The question is something P X or is it not PX? Well, the question is, it's not X. It is not
So it's
PX
the
and it's
same.
not PX. It's Y, solved by Y. So I don't care about any of the definitions. I can just replace the words with letters. Like, is a particle P Q or not PQ? I can say, no, it's neither of those. It's not Q. There's no Q. Zero Q. No Q. And
No,
so even without knowing
I
any of the
understand that.
definitions, I can show your argument is a fallacy.
I understand that. But you must always rely on reality. Is that probability? Is that the word that you're trying to
It's
explain?
logic.
Because in science, you are using words. We are using words. We're trying to explain
I didn't.
in
I used
science.
letters. I used letters there. I used P and Q and no words. I used
So how
letters.
so how can you use this in biological science, for example, about Q?
Well,
So
so
when
I
you use the word
yes,
intelligent, you're using the word P. So
yes.
how about
Intelligent is
unintelligent? You're going
P,
to Q.
not P. So intelligently is P, not intelligently is not P. Designed is Q. So is biology P Q or not P Q?
So you are using two opposite scenarios.
No, no,
You
those
are
are not
using two opposite
opposites.
scenarios
Those are not opposites.
because
Opposites
you,
are
because the design, you use the word design, you must use design of X and Y.
Yes, yes. So opposites are P or not P. That's an opposite. P of Q or not P of Q are not opposites. Those are not opposites because you're saying there's a Q in both cases and it just has a different property, P or not P. Not opposites. Opposite is P or not P. But you have two variables there. You have two, P sub Q or not P sub Q. So in that case, it's a false dichotomy because it's not opposites. It is not a dichotomy. It is a false dichotomy.
It is not. It is not false. The reason why you are using false dichotomy because you don't know the definition of intelligence. So are you going to use here in my
I don't,
dictionary?
I don't,
For
I
example,
don't
here in
care.
my dictionary, there's Merriam-Webster. Do you want to use the word P and Q in the definition of
I don't
intelligence?
care. I don't need to know the definition
Are you,
because I
yeah,
can look at
that's
your
what we have
argument.
to. You here in my dictionary. Do you want me to use this P and Q definition of intelligence? I open this one.
No, I want P. I
So in
want
other
to
words, you are
look at the structure of your argument.
you
I
are
don't
not
care. It doesn't.
realistic.
It doesn't matter what definitions you use. No definition will matter because the
It
structure
must
of your
define
argument.
it defined to understand reality.
No, no, because we can understand the structure of your argument is a fallacy in logic, no matter what definitions you use. You can use any definitions you want, it's still going to be a structural fallacy. Still, the logical structure of the argument is a fallacy. It is a false dichotomy fallacy because you have two variables, intelligent and designed, P and Q, both in the same question, but you've only changed one of the variables, one variable. You haven't changed both variables. So one of the variables is the same in both questions. The designed part is the same, but the intelligent part has changed. So you've changed half of the variables, which means it's not a true dichotomy because a true dichotomy is P or not P. 100% of the variables have changed. Not
Yeah, this is P or not P. You are
no,
you are
no,
trying to
no, it's not.
you are
No, it
trying
is
to make
not.
it a false dichotomy.
That is not P or not P. That is P sub Q or not P sub Q. There's a second thing there. The
So you are
Q, the designed part is Q.
because we are, I use the word design as a verb.
It doesn't
Intelligent is
matter
not a
if you.
verb. It,
It doesn't matter.
because when you use the word design, you automatically imply intelligence because you have to use mind. You cannot because we are using the word. I want you to define something. You to define intelligence. You hate the word intelligence. You need to intentional design. You don't like the word intelligence. You need to use intention. Intention here, root, intentionally design. I use another word. So
Literally
that's why
doesn't matter.
I told you
Literally
before
makes no difference.
any scientist, any person could answer this question, he must know the difference. So now that's why I'm showing you. That's why I discovered this thing. You take it or leave it. That is the correct answer.
You discovered nothing. You discovered that you can string random words together without any verbs or anything and then make it into a very incoherent sentence. That's what you've discovered. Incoherence. Congratulations.
No,
Not a new discovery.
Tom.
Oh, but we've been going for about an hour, and I'm ready to
Okay, wait.
take a nap.
You are accusing me that you're accusing me that I, I cannot in public. especially with science. We're not talking about sports. We are not talking about internet. We're talking about science. And I cannot put myself in public without my discovery, without an experiment. I made it this way. If you read my science book, I have made 3 experiments. Here I'm on. You see, you cannot simply accuse me that I invented things. I have my scientific experiment that I can show. I never invented things. I that's why if you say that I'm wrong or invention, you have to first know what I discovered. That's like that's like I repeat to you, the evidence is that intelligence, whether you like it or not. So whether you like it or not, whether you don't want, whether you want to accept, whether you like it or not, I will tell you that intelligence is we can make 3 patterns for intelligence. One is the solution. The other is the cause effect, and the other is action reaction. So for intelligence, we can use another word for intelligence based on my discovery. Okay. Here, here you are. This is the word that we can use in the place for intelligence in real life. We can use smart. That's why I told you to prepare your dictionary. We can use the word smart, the word intention. We can use the word control. We can use
Not
the word
moron.
pre-plan. We can use
I
the word
like
goal.
the
They
not
are the
moron.
same. You just know. You just don't know. You just don't know. If you hate the word intelligence, I told you to prepare your dictionary. If you hate the word intelligence, you you see, I use intentional here. I can replace that with the word, for example, here. The word is saying science. I use the word smart. I use the word control.
I don't that's the wrong
Is it
word.
is
That's the
valuable or not?
wrong
I use the
word
word
in the
pre-plan.
sentence. I don't
They
care
are
about
almost
the
the same
intelligent
in
part.
that's why you must first make an experiment. You see, I have an
Uh,
experiment
I'm claiming
and I can
cells
show
are
you
not
about this
designed.
word.
I don't care about the intelligence. I'm saying cells are not designed by
You,
any
you,
intelligent or non-intelligent. They're not designed. But I'm ready to take a nap now. I'm gonna take a nap. Do you want to give any links or references where people can find your work?
well, actually, uh, if you want to like to know more about the intelligence, okay, I have a I have a I have a books. I have a YouTube channel. Name is Intelligent Design. Okay, so I put the link about my article in Sunodo because supposed to be Tom should be if, after this Tom please if I were you please research this name. Research Google this name, my name, and you will see my article, my books. You will first know what I have discovered. I I wrote many articles in Sido. I wrote a science book because I think I had the best discovery, and also I have a, I repeat, I will never put myself in public if I will never put myself in public if I don't know what I'm because it is stupid. It is stupidity for me if I'm going to claim something in science. It is stupidity. It is like that's why whenever I say something, I can prove it. That's why I'm showing you right now. But you cannot accept. You don't know. when for example Einstein said that the sun that the light is bending. When Einstein said that the bends through gravity, no one had understood him. Nobody understood him.
Yes, they did,
So
because Newton
when
predicted the
somebody
same thing.
had when
So Newton predicted the light was going to curve around
Newton
the sun.
had
They already knew that.
never understood
Um,
reality.
they already knew. But all right, I'm gonna go take a nap now because I need something to dissolve my brain more. All right, see you guys later.